Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly and I thought I would do, you know, something that I've been doing for a while now, which is sort of a shop my stash. I've been trying to go through my archives, the extensive collection, and pull out aside palettes that I'm really inspired by and drawn to, or that I want to maybe spend some more time with, get some more use out of them before I determine whether or not I need to declutter them. Sometimes I come on camera and do a first impression video with you guys, and sometimes I get so swept up into other stuff that I don't get to spend as much time with it, and it seems like a waste. I do this because, okay, so I'm obsessed with makeup. We're gonna say that I'm a collector, not a hoarder. Okay, I do need to do a declutter, right? I'm babbling. This is one of those really long intros that I'm gonna be doing. Hi, my name is Shelly, and I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm not a professional makeup artist. I'm just a lady of a certain age that loves makeup. And I happen to have a YouTube channel, and I've invited you. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me along into your phone, your laptop, your tablet, but wherever you are, your living room right now. I really appreciate it. I wanted to kind of share with you guys the palettes that I've grabbed from my stash that I'm gonna play with over the next probably about 6 weeks, because that's usually about how long I can commit, which means I really only play with them for maybe 3-4 days, and then I move on to the next one. But that's more than them sitting on my shelf being ignored and me reaching for the same palette over again. This is a way for me to play with more of my palettes before they get old, before they expire. I should have palettes to expire. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys kind of what I'm reaching towards for this particular time period, and for whatever reason I feel like I'm really drawn towards richer, saturated colors. So the first one that I'm grabbing here is, and I don't think I've had this one on one of my Shop My Stashes before, but this is the Sigma Ivy eyeshadow palette, and it is a 9-pan palette, but it is so versatile. This might be my favorite of the Sigma 9 pans. And I like the fact that for me, it's got a grungy green. It's got this navy blue. It's not what I have on my eyes right now. But I've got the browns, I've got a shimmer. I don't have an overwhelming amount of any one thing. I think this is just like the perfect, for me, cool tone curated palette. I can wear it for work. I can wear it for date night. I can wear it for something fun. I love it. I already know I love it. I'm just gonna reach back into it. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab the Sigma Warm Neutrals palette too. I forgot about this because I have the other one, the Warm Ambiance or Ambiance palette, and then I forget about this one. And this one has some beautiful purples that'll be really good for this time of year. I guess it does still have my grungy green, my dark browns. I got a couple like plumbing colors in here. This just feels like a solid, different color story, completely different color story. But I really like that one. And I haven't spent as much time with it because I think I kind of got distracted. Got distracted with the Cinderella palette, and then I just never went back and grabbed this one again. I should have. Sometimes when I place an order online, I don't just order one, I order several, 2 or more, and then I don't get to spend as much time with all the other ones because I get the one that I was really excited about, and then also the spares, like an air and a spare. Chocolate martini. Now this actually comes in a case such as this, but this doesn't really go on my vanity very well. If it did, my husband would be like, hey, why are you drinking? I bought 3 of the 4 from Glamlight. This one's a chocolate martini palette. I don't know why, but when I reviewed this, I came up with one of my favorite looks of all times. And I want that feeling again. I want to come up with an eyeshadow look that just makes me feel special and beautiful and polished and put together. And so we're going to spend some more time with this. I've done a few looks with them off camera, but I want it to be one of my go-tos right now. Relatively recent launch. Came out, I think, roughly the same time as Chocolate Martini, maybe a little bit afterwards. This is the ColourPop, I have a fingernail or something in it, ColourPop of Quartz. And it is a cool tone neutral palette. 9 shades, 5 of them are shimmers. For a no fuss look that's easy to put together, that just I feel like it's flattering. Yeah. If you see this, pick this up. This might be one of my favorite, probably top 3 right now, honestly. The Natasha Denona Retro palette might be one of my top 3 Natasha palettes of all time. Rose, wine, plum deliciousness. This is so incredibly wearable. I fall in love with makeup when I use the product. Okay, I've done a video on this one too. This is the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. I think I did 2 different videos. No, I did one. Did I do 1 video on this? I think I did 1 video with 3 looks. Early December perhaps. When I pulled this palette out, the first thing I did was compare it to her, oh, it's in here. The first thing I did was compare it to Naughty Neutrals, which is also in my stack. And that's what that looks like. And these palettes are not are not similar color stories. They do have that special gel, balmy, COVID petri dish shade. I don't know what to call it. It's so weird. I can't get my mind wrapped around using it. I've heard it's really beautiful, but I haven't spent as much time with it as I wanted to. I'm a little Huda heavy right now. That sounds weird to say. This is really beautiful, but one of the things I think I mentioned was that I thought it gave me similar vibes to the retro palette. And so I wanted to kind of show you these two side by side. They're really not horribly similar at all. In my head, I think I was drawing comparisons because of the overall vibe of kind of a plum look, but when you compare them side by side, they're really nothing alike. So I don't mind having these two different palettes. Now I had to bring out Naughty Nudes because it does have these warm, rich chocolate colors. And you would think if you're talking warm, rich chocolate colors, you got to pull up the Chocolate Martini palette to compare the two. And I almost think you could get a very, very similar look. They're not dupes. They're not, you know, clones of each other in any way. But you do have a couple shades that are very similar. So I think I can get that same vibe. Okay, and then I'm gonna pull back out the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. This is not a new palette. This particular one, this specific one, is new to me. I have done several videos now. I think I've done 3 different videos using this color story. I've done several different dupe versions of it. The first one I had was from You Can Be. Horrible. Don't get that one. See Color Cosmetics ones did? Yeah, it's pretty good. My favorite though was the W7. I thought that the color story didn't look exactly the same in the pan, but when I applied it, I couldn't tell the difference. And I didn't hear any of you guys say that you could tell the difference either. I discovered once I kind of ignored the scary shades, the bright bold shades, this is a super wearable palette. So I have that back out to spend some time with. And then I have one more Huda palette. Now, like I said, I was Huda heavy this month. I had talked before about doing one brand for a month, and I just can't. I can't commit. I'm so in love with eyeshadow that I can't pick one brand because I love a lot of them. And I would feel guilty if I just did one brand. And then I would only have like 12 brands a year. I probably could do it. I could probably do that. I could probably do like Pat McGrath, Natasha, Huda, Charlotte, ColourPop, Morphe, Juvia's Place. Who else would I do? Sigma, Ofra, Carity, Zoeva. I could probably, yeah, I could pick one brand and do one a month. Should I do that? Should that be a challenge? I'm already starting off not, but I have a good amount of Huda. I don't have, it's not all of my Huda palettes. I have more. I have 2 that are always stay on my vanity, and then I have these 2. Isn't it crazy that I actually know where stuff is? And then I have these 2 other 9 pans, and then I have some of her 9 pan dupes from C Color. So I could do a whole month of Huda if I wanted to. I digress. This is the Rose Gold palette remastered. How beautiful is that? I've barely used this. Such beautiful shades. So that's on my list. And then I do have one Sydney Grace palette. I have a couple Sydney Grace palettes, but this is the one I want to use this month, or this time period. These feel like big pan sizes. I'm trying not to glare you guys if you it seems weird that I'm tilting at an angle, but how pretty are those? This might have to go on my next work trip. Since I'm still traveling while working. And I did a video on this too. And then I have 2 Pat McGrath palettes that I'm spending a lot more time with. Both of these I've done videos on already, I believe. But this one is her Mothership 9 Utopian Artistry palette. And sorry for the glare. Super, super wearable. Very, very pretty. Some of these, the camera doesn't do it justice. Like when I look in the mirror, this one, which comes across as a little gold in here, is actually like a vibrant violet. This one, it seems like a real brick fiery red. That one's also kind of a rich raspberry color. You just can't tell with this. If I scoot in, will you be able to see? Okay, if I come in a little bit, yeah, you can kind of see. There you guys go. Now you can see these shades. Look at that. If I tilt it, you can almost see the reflect in those beautiful shades. I find that this palette might be one of my favorite like wearable palettes. I can do something a little special, but not spend a ton of time on it. And then the other one that I just absolutely love, this was holiday of 2021, and this is the Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. And it's a big rainbow palette, right? But these colors are really, really wearable. I don't know, I found this one a lot more usable than the one from 2020. And I like the price point on these is a little bit better than her normal regular palettes. And it's a bigger palette, but you get more colors, but less product per color. I don't know. And then an honorable mention, a shadow palette that I'm gonna probably spend a little bit more time with actually helped me get this look today. This is from Nomad Cosmetics. This is the Haunted Europe palette. And this to me is just moody, rich, dark, almost gloomy. I'm feeling like gloomy, despite the orange sweater. That's the palette. I have a couple palettes that are very similar to this, but as far as like an indie brand goes, I just really like this. And like I said, I got this kind of smoky look, smoky purple and blue look. I filmed this. I don't know if it'll go up before or after this video. If it goes up before, I'll try to link it. I think I've done videos on the majority of these. I'll link them down in the description. I might not be able to do a card on them. Sometimes it doesn't work if I have videos that have gone up, that are scheduled to go up, but haven't gone up by the time I edit this and post it and schedule it YouTube Live. Anyway, I hope you guys are living your best life. This is the collection, the stack that is going to get me through. This is the stack that's going to get me through the next, I don't know, month to 2 months, 6 to 8 weeks, we'll say. So if you like this kind of content, like to see what I'm playing with, if you want me to come back and do another version of any of these palettes, if you want me to come back and play with them again, give you additional thoughts that I didn't do on my first initial, review or first video on them. But if you want me to come back and give you additional thoughts, leave me a comment down below. Tell me, do you have any of these palettes? Do you like these palettes? Are you inspired by these palettes? Are you excited about these palettes? What would a lady of a certain age who's not a makeup artist do with them? I hope you guys consider subscribing and stick around. I'm hoping that this is the year that I get to do more giveaways. I want to give back to you guys. Let me know how you guys are doing. Leave me a comment down below because I really do care about you. Follow me over on Instagram if you want to at Shelly Tsunami. And yeah, until my next video. Bye for now. I can't speak.